We live, and we are waiting for some Grotmas, which I think we've got about 45 minutes to wait. But we're sitting here on Warcom, getting ready for this, and we're just chilling out with our little moo boy just next to us. He is trying a little bit of pasta for the first time, and he has been thoroughly enjoying it. Haven't you, little man? Have we checked that it doesn't have anything that he's like not allowed to have? But my man's a fancy bitch. My man's a real fancy bitch. Now, okay, it says I'm live on Twitch, but not on YouTube. So, what are you doing, Mr. Tube? Let's check it out. Oh no, it's on there. Okay. Hey Ma, I'm on the tube. Death to the false emperor. Boy, that happened quick. Oh lordy. Oh lordy. Actually, you know one thing I'm gonna have to do? I'm gonna have to open my Twitch chat as like a separate thing, because every time I don't, Streamlabs absolutely doesn't send like all the messages that I get. So let's go there, let's go there. Don't you... Oh, no, don't bring up my own channel. That'll just double up my voice. There we go. Okay. Bugs. Okay, Sam has money on bugs. Actually, you know, that's something that I want to do. I want to set up a poll on Twitch, because I want to give people the option of like what they think it's going to be. And actually, can I put oh yeah, we're gonna maybe put some points on it if we can. I don't know if that's how it works, but yeah, what detachment is tonight? Responses, we got Nids thrown in. I'm gonna throw in Tau because I want it to be Tau. Eldari, CSM, and what else? What's kind of on the fringes? They've already done the Space Marines. They've done Death Guard, which is technically CSM. So I think it's likely that we get like a Xenos one. Let's go Necrons. Allow additional votes, but you got to pay 500 stratagems per vote. Which, if you guys didn't know, is the name that I gave for the channel points on the Twitch channel. All right, there is now a poll going on the Twitch channel. So if you haven't gone to the purple channel, do that. But yeah, Gary O'Neill, how you doing? Lee Jones, Feud threw in T-Suns. I don't hate it, but with Death Guard being so close, I really think GW will like split them up a little bit, like 100%. Okay, Bill went for Crons. I think Nids, but specifically a GSC Nids combined arms. Interesting. Botan could be a really good one. But also, Erebus is in the chat, and boo that man because he caused the entire heresy. Erebus, you knife wielding. I don't want to insult you because I don't know you, and like, you know, you don't want to immediately alienate any viewers just because of their screen name. If I knew who you were, I would have been a lot more decided with my insults there. Anything Nid, CSM, Chaos Knights, Tower, Drakari make me happy. Nice, that's a big range. Skyman, good morning from Germany. Hello to you too. So I'm just going to be sitting here just like chatting, yapping, maybe doing some cooking, feeding Mushu some treats, of course. All around what we think the detachment's going to be. And I've set myself a challenge to do this every single night this month. Every single Grotmas, I want to be here when they drop. Skyman, good morning from Germany, and thank you, Beal, gifting a tier 1 sub to Skyman. Really appreciate it, dude. So, nah, bring it. Erebus is my favorite character, but you take the assault with that character, love. You broke my boy Horace, you piece of shit. I couldn't even do it, like, realistically. I like the bands, I have to know who's on the other side. Pretty sure there was a leak that it's Nids today. Interesting. Well, let's see if people leverage that in the poll. Where is it? Manage poll. All right, we got a couple of minutes left on the poll on Twitch. I'm keen to see what people think. Also, Subdude, good to see you, Phoenix. Good to see you. All right, I need to get this chat in a better place. You know what? I'm gonna chuck my YouTube chat and Twitch just like right above each other. That's probably the best way, because like Streamlabs really, really is not great for that, especially when it's on like the far other monitor. So apparently there's a leak for Nids. I won't believe it till I see it. Nids would be cool. It would fit with my theory that Xenos is going to be next. What do we... Okay, so if it is Nids, let's go down this rabbit hole. Let's go down this rabbit hole. If it is Nids, Sam put a hand up for like combined arms type thing. Fellow Catachan, so I don't take offense. Based. I think it was hinted at the bottom of the GW com thread. Oh, okay. Wait, on the Dangels one? A different festive tradition, eating too much with the Tyranids. So I'm going to close the poll because we know exactly what a goddamn is now. Thanks, Obama. Oh, wait, no, hang on. Why do I keep hitting sub-only chat? I'm sorry, everybody on Twitch. It's my first day. All right, I'm going to end the poll. What was the results? Nids with 43%. Of course. You fucking shit-heels. Well, of course it was. Next attachment, Leslie, but not the factions. Combined Arms fits the running theme. It is, but I wonder if Nids kind of needs... actually, you know what? Nids kind of does need that, because at the moment, there's no real reason to take any GSC units with the Nids. You are cute as shit, dog. Do you know that? I got a little man with his little chin just on my arm. Just like that. God, I love you. He still thinks I have pasta, though, so he's, yeah. I'm going to assume it's Denes. Hello there, folks. How you doing? Reading what's that? I mean, if it's, I just want a good Crusher. Well, I think his Crusher Stampede's already out. I don't think GW would tread that ground. It would actually be really, really... Like, I know that Vanguard sort of has this, but something to... Actually, no, I'm going to change my answer. I really hope the Nids get, like, a Psyker detachment. Like, a real Shadow in the Warp, Zoanthrope, Neurothrope, like, all of the Psyker things. It's, yeah. I think that'd be cool. I think that'd be really cool. Prediction for tomorrow. Oh, yeah, let's go tomorrow. All right, I'm going to open a new poll. New poll. What detachment is tomorrow? I think this would be the way to do it. I think we will, because we'll know what's coming out. We could speculate on what's going to be coming out, and then we can speculate on what might be tomorrow. So, send them to me. What are we thinking? For the next ones? Space Marine 2 hasn't scared you enough to Zoanthropes. I play the heavy, the sniper, and the tactical. Like, the Zoanthrope a bitch. I'm just going to throw it out there. The Zoanthrope is a massive bitch. Okay, so Feud's got T-Suns. You know, I'm going to throw my own in there, and I'm going to say Tau. Because, actually, you know what? If they go in sort of like a semi-cyclical nature, I'm going to throw in there... No, T-Suns is that CSM one, and that actually sounds pretty good. I'm gonna go Tau. Fuck you all. All right, what else we got? Oh, we got some Guard in there. Guard could be all right. Imp Knight. So we've got one Xenos, one Chaos, and one Imperium. We can kind of just fill in whatever we want from there. I'm just going to put in Knights generally. Like Knights, be it the normal or the Chaos Knight variant. Templars? Ooh, maybe. I think this close after Dangels. I don't know if they'll go for that one as the Imperial one. Yeah, so Stephen Phelan's gone for Chaos Knights. So I'll put Knights in there as like a general one. And then you know what? We'll go for the Templars. All right, additional votes are allowed. The poll is up. Hit it. Have you seen the new dog mini of Rattlings from Brutal Cunning? It needs to be painted black and white like your little one. Oh, I didn't. I'll have to have a look at that. We actually, when we were painting my Space Wolves for a tournament, I'll actually go and grab him. We actually did Mushu as one of the mounts, which was on like a Wolf Lord character. I'll grab him and I'll hold him up to it. Where did I put it is the question. You're a good boy, Mushu. You're a very good boy. All right, here we go. Now, also, have a look at the Christmas shirt that Chelly made for me. That's my little boy. Beautifully made onto a shirt. By the way, merch items, pantystudios.com.au. Shameless plug. So this is my little boy. It's his exact markings on the wolf. And we just had a Wolf Lord with, well, it's magnetized. He's got lightning claws, but like, you know, magnetized always. But yeah, the sculpt is pretty incredible. I don't know which third party it's from, but I had a mate print him for me. And yeah, it took him to, I actually won an RTT with this. Should have won a GT, but for reasons I only came fourth. Well, tie with third, but you know, whatever, who's counting? And yeah, had a lot of fun on the Space Wolf. So Mushu's already been in play. And he's hooting to get up to the table as well. It's a small angry bulldog. Love it. Deathwatch isn't a real faction anymore. Deathwatch is Imperial agents. They got gutted. They got absolutely gutted. Do we get a new Grotmas chocolate tonight? I don't know, but you know what? That sounds based as fuck. Chelsea actually put this plate out with these little like chocolate balls. Yeah, and everybody knows me. If there's one thing I love to shove in my mouth, it's balls. Try new DG tonight. Not a fan. Boring to play, but good for teams. Interesting. I assume you went Termi spam? I thought you were like really loving like the Death Shroud gameplay and that sort of stuff. I mean, I guess your list has always included like 4 of the same models always, and everything else is just kind of built around it. Did you go on any like blight haulers or anything? All right, I'm gonna go get a chocolate ball. Actually, Chelly, can you? Actually, yeah, bring in the tray. I won't eat them all. I promise. I lied. I'm not promising anything.
Favouring the caramel and the caramel.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, we are.
To restock because we've got so many mint ones.
Chelly's had this just in the house. Oh my god, the green ones are disappearing in the green screen. That's so funny. That's so funny. So she's had this in the house for like
a week or so.
Yeah. And so I've been like, you know, not every day. I've had some self-control, but yeah, we've had this going through. So I think, you know what, the caramel is based as fuck. I'm actually just I'm gonna go with caramel.
I wasn't thinking I would love it as much as I do.
Sam, you can have one, but you have to drive here. Yeah, 40-ish Termies with a Filno pain. God damn. Getting fed up with magnets. 15 Crises, 2 Riptides, 2 Ghost Kills on the go. Mate, that is exactly what I had to do for my Tau army. And it has paid dividends through every meta that I have played in. It is so good. What if Guard Mass Infantry and Gun Support? That would be really cool. And that would actually line up with Krieg coming out very, very soon. That would be thematic as fuck. Attachment has none of the damage combos, so it's all about just being a slow wolf jail. I know where you live and have a day off tomorrow. Don't tempt me. I had a few haulers and stuff, but no extra AP was brutal. Yeah, it would be. Because I don't think Death Guard ignores a ton of cover outside of like your flamers and stuff, do they? Oh, oh. I've had a lot of bowls in my time, but this one just always hits right. Oh. Less salty than I'm used to, but you know, it's fine. It's fine. All right, let's check this poll. What do we got? Oh, we're 50-50 T-Suns and Knights. Okay. A lot of T-Suns and Knights enjoyers. Spending tonight painting my tiger finally. So it'd be nice for Towel Love in the next few days. Yeah, absolutely would. Absolutely would. I think that I really get the feeling that there's going to be like a cyclic nature like Chaos, Imperium, Xenos, Chaos, Imperium, Xenos, Chaos, Imperium, Xenos. But if there's not, I would throw a spanner in it, but it just... Does anybody else get the feeling that like there's a massive G-dub-dub? Because like before this, I wasn't really like hyper excited for any 40k. But now I'm like, man, give me my detachment, give me my detachment, give me my detachment. And like now I've got to look forward to like Space Wolves, Votan, Tau, Sisters, if I can ever get my army together. Yeah, there's lots and lots of stuff. Feud says nope. That's because you got your detachment, you don't like it. That's not the same as being excited for what's to come. Tau Melee detachment coming. I see someone's watched my video. I really do hope we get Rignon. I really, really do. Or getting one that's a Rippy Car, because then you could just write all your lists as Rippy Car, motherfucker. Can't get any testing done. Meant to play Alex and Sherry tonight. Alex conceded after I wiped most of his gaunts. I'm going to 6-inch van to boxcar rampage. I did see that, yeah. And Sherry blue screened. Oh, Onager Gauntlet enhancement on Commanders is like at the very fucking top of my wish list for Tau. At the very goddamn top. Devastating wounds, hit on 2, strength 20. Do you know how many people would lose their goddamn fucking mind if Tau got melee that was any sort of decent? Like any sort of good. It could be on one character and it's like one attack and they'd be like, what the fuck is this? And on play 8 where Tau had fusion blades, be cool to bring those back for the Sunforge. I would love that. I would adore that. I think I actually included that in a video that I made talking about fusion blades and stuff. I never got to play in 8th, but I did play in 9th, and the Thermoneutronic and the Onager were like my absolute favorite things. Absolute favorite things. All Space Marines communities will whine until the Emperor wakes up. Yeah, yeah. All of us want that in fusion blades. Yeah, it just... I don't hate that we are very, very good shooting and that we don't have anything else. I don't hate it because there's a lot of power in that. But actually, let me do a quick refresh. Make sure that we don't miss out on any day one content. Refresh, nah, nothing. But like, just like when the rampages came in, I was really, really hoping that we would have like a decent melee unit finally to like, you know, not get shit on all the time whenever it comes to like anything close. And there's a lot of it. Oh my God, in the Discord, Sam's like Pantheon cooking stream when you don't want to watch me cook. I will be the comedic relief while Chelsea does everything and just tries to work in spite of me. I mean, maybe we could do that, like set a, I don't know, like a sub goal or something. But yeah, I'm going to be honest. I don't think you want that. You think you do, but I don't think you do. Oh, okay. What do we finish up on the poll? Hasn't moved. That's fine. That is fine. I don't think I can do polls or anything in YouTube, can I? That is a highlight video, stream marker. I don't think so. I don't think they have the same like tools that Twitch does. Yeah. Yeah. The satisfaction of beating anyone in Melee. It just, yeah, but like the rampages have gone down, which is cool, and I've been looking at them in a recruit list, but it just, I don't know, the rampages are so unwieldy to move. They have no like advance and charge. They don't have a reactive move, and yes, you can make them not shootable outside of 18, but there's also a ton of targets you wouldn't mind that for. And the big problem I have with the rampages is that outside of Crute, you can't actually like include them in a normal list and not be some version of trolling, because they have no detachment rule, they have no benefit, and there are other things that can move block and gum people up way better than they can without their invuln save. Like, it just, yeah. Jay, keep it cookie to listed tactics. Hey, I was responding to what the people want. When I say people, I mean one person asked for it, but the people. So, you know, it's not me doing it. It's the people. It's the people. But yeah, like I think for Tau, we are probably going to get. Actually, before I do that, do you know I had a thought? Speaking of cooking, how cool would it be to have a combined arms detachment for Tau that's not Crute and auxiliaries and Tau, but rather flyers and ground troops? Actually make Tau flyers great again. Because I played in the time of the Sunshark Bomber being amazing, and I have flirted with lists that included Sunshark Bombers and Razor Sharks. And there was one that I did that included a Tiger Shark, but it was not a good list at all, ever. And like none of them really are good lists, but I would love a flyer to ground detachment. Sort of like, do you remember like 9th GSC with like the crossfire tokens and the exposed and all that sort of stuff? I would love that. Tau spaceships back would make me sad I sold them. Never sell. Never sell. Sit on models forever. Forever. Because you never know when it's going to come back around. Never know. Also, did I see that Sherry had a bunch of your Tau and then played one game and fucking hated them and was trying to move them on again? Oh, hell yes. Bring the ions. Yeah, fucking oath. Yesterday, I couldn't find the article for Dark Angels right away. I had to go to downloads to find it. Read the article later. Yeah, I mean, you should be able to go to 40k unless they put it in a really weird place. Or are you saying that it goes up potentially in downloads first? Let's go home. Let's go. Actually, what would it be? Yeah, downloads Warhammer 40k. We'll open up a second one of that just in case. Recently, so it'll come up in the recently updated here, so we'll check both of those. You know, I kind of love the Middle Earth is getting a bunch of new stuff as well. It's been something I've had a bunch of friends like trying to get me to get into for a decent amount of time. But like, there's a pretty dedicated fan base. It's really cool that they're actually getting like a lot of new sculpts and that sort of stuff. What actually is this? So War for Rohan starts here. New game box set. War of the Rohirrim, Battle for Edoras. Okay. Armies, yeah. 56 miniatures, hardback rules manual, booklet guides through first few games, quick reference guides, range ruler, 12 dice, and a 3x3 paper playing mat with 2 Rohan House terrain kits. Ooh, okay. Good side comprises 24 Warriors of Rohan, updating the classic plastic models from 2002, my goodness, with dynamic poses and crisp detailing while retaining their aesthetic from the Lord of the Rings motion picture. 8 of these... Dofty? Hang on, I gotta look up how this is said. It's very rare that I find a word that I don't know how to pronounce.
Doughty.
Doughty. Okay, it is Doughty.
Doughty.
Doughty. 8 of these doughty warriors, which the meaning of it, marked by stout-hearted courage, brave, or able, strong, valiant, redoubtable. Wait, so if they're redoubtable, does that mean they were doubtable to start with? Why would you want doubtable people? Anyway. Have bows, 8 carry swords and shields, and 8 wield throwing spears and shields. Led in the defense of Edoras by Haleth and Hama, Princes of Rohan, heroes from Lord of the Rings, War of the Rohirrim, who come with both mounted and foot versions. Haleth has a choice of weapon, sword, axe, or throwing spear, or both heroes can be helmeted or bareheaded in their versions. And then we've got 24 Hill Tribesmen and a pair of heroes, Wolf, High Lord of the Hill Tribes, and General Targ both come as foot and mounted versions like their Rohirrim rivals. And the Hill Tribesmen have a variety of weapon options, 8 of them bows, 8 of them spears or two-handed weapons. And 8 can have either hand weapons with optional light shields or flaming brands and light shields. Interesting. I wonder how much that actually costs. Because knowing GW, this is going to be like extreme. This is going to be extreme. New edition for Middle-earth just dropped. That's cool. That's cool. All right, so... Oh, wait, this is rules for an EPUB. Hang on. Damn it, I got rid of my actual thing that I wanted. Where is it? There we go. $370. I mean, as far as starter sets go, that's not actually that egregious, given that this is from GW directly. Like, there are some, like, Kill Team boxes that go for almost this much. Yeah. Not bad. Not bad. Yeah, the sculpts do look pretty great. Okay, so... Armies of the Lord of the Rings, Armies of the Hobbit, Rules Manual. Yeah, cool. Okay. Okay. What else they got? Because we've done all of our predicting. Boo, Necrons, boo. Boo, Necrons. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing that the Warhammer 40k starter set is out of stock from GW directly. I guess it's probably the more popular one, being at like a better price point, because the Ultimate starter set is literally twice as much. And I don't know that you get twice as many models. What do you actually get as a difference between those? You get terrain by the looks. Huh. Let's go Xenos armies. Tower Empire. Let's see what the tower got going. Though I'm not gonna lie, the new sculpts from the Eldari have me turning sideways. Goddamn, $310 for the new Battle Force from them. That's what I mean. Like, it's like, ignore the drones. This is 4 models. This is 4 models, and the Middle-earth one is like 56 models. And I know that they're not going to be like meta or whatever, but like, goddamn, man. Goddamn. Hey, Chelly. Could you put the aircon down just a little bit? I am roasting in here. Thank you, my love. No, the Taunar pieces. You know what? My goated Tide Walls that I want so badly to be good. So much so that I'm even making a video detailing how GW can fix them. And it's not actually that difficult. What a world where Sunshark Bombers are in stock. When I was like properly getting into Tau was when the Sunshark Bombers were getting noticed. And I could not find these things edgewise. Like at all. Let's go back to Warhammer Community. Make sure that we haven't missed anything. Nope, still waiting. So we're probably about 20 minutes out from when they'll do it. Because that has been their trend for every other time they come. I think Death Guard was around about 11. What rules would make planes great again? Maybe give them all the hover keyword. I actually think that them like having, you know, one aircraft, then like as a detachment rule, one aircraft is allowed to start on the board, ignoring the core rules, blah, 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 blah. And I don't know, when a Tau flyer, actually, I would have to think about this. I would really have to think about this because I think the first thing that would come off my head would be either wildly underpowered or it'd be like bananas broken. I'll have a think about it. I'll have a think about it, and then I'll pose a fix for them. As in a redoubt, which is a temporary fortification. No. They're doubtable. They're doubtable, and then you can doubt them again, which is a redoubt. You know, it's okay. Come on, Stephen. I thought you were from England. And I got one. It'll be here on Thursday. Hopefully, you went through your LGS. Because, like, that box is at a decent price if it's LGS. And don't forget, this is Aussie dollars. And Australians get fucked on everything 40K. Which is also why most Australians don't own a fully plastic army. But we don't talk about that. So what would I do for flyers? Okay, let's go Wahapedia. There it is. 140K 10th, and let's go to a lot of the flyers. I think that like having a flyer that's allowed to start on the board would be a big deal, a really, really big deal. I don't know if it'd be too much if it's just one flyer. Obviously, then the conversation goes to Tiger Sharks. So you can make it like any flyer that costs 200 points or less. I don't know. But having said that, I also don't hate the Tiger Shark being able to start on the board. It's a 275 point investment. And you not being able to use it till turn 3 is such a massive, massive fuck you when stuff like the monolith exists. Like, how is it that a monolith is okay to start on the board, which can literally like pull units out of combat and then put them back on the board from anywhere on the board, and then also has good shooting and kind of actually has good melee now that I mention it. And yet, if the Tiger Shark is allowed to be anywhere before turn 3, people lose their fucking minds. You would not believe the amount of like unironic, non-tongue-in-cheek flack I copped for taking 2 Tiger Sharks to an event when they were allowed to shoot on the turn that they came in. Like, the amount of unmitigated hate was ridiculous. It's not GW's fault you chose to be born on the other side of the planet. What if it is, though? What if it is? What if GW planned this? Just saying. Drakari planes feel good. I've been running 2 Void Ravens and 1 Razorwing. Nice. Yeah, I've seen a couple of Drakari players running them. It's obviously something that, you know, and this is the thing that I had to say to a lot of people when I was running any flyers whatsoever, is that there's an opportunity cost to it because they're not units that can interact with objectives, with secondaries, with any part of the board. They can't benefit you in any way outside of damage. And if you're losing all of that, like you look at, there are plenty of units that I can list out from every army in the game that have incredible damage or incredible survivability. They interact with the game in all bunch of different ways. There's a bunch of like random ass shit that can just, you know, do things better than other armies for no reason. Like I keep harping on like the Space Marine Eradicators as Sunforgers on crack. It's just, yeah. It's always GW's fault. Even also climate change is GW's fault. I won't say fault, but they definitely have contributed. I mean, Feud, if I could take a flyer, I would. Would that just be a big ass fly? Like it would just be a big bloat drone that like, I don't know, stabs people with its stinky butt. That would be a Death Guard flyer. Let's go to Tau. So like, yeah, I think having a flyer as part of the detachment, be able to start on the board would be amazing. Then do something like when a Tau aircraft ends a move, pick a unit that it passed over from any point of its wings, or any part of the model. That unit takes a battle shock test, and all Tau units have like -1 to AP when shooting at them. Like, yeah. Because you look at, that's not really that much more ridiculous than just getting sustained hits too. Or get +1 strength when you're within 12 and -1 AP when you're within 6. Especially when you build around it. And just like, have a bunch of like the stratagems and enhancements that like allow you to do some cool shit. Sounds epic. Any unit that flies over is considered guided. Oh, that would be cool. That would be really, really cool. Because then, like, you're paying a premium for these flyers. It means that you also don't need to take the amount of trash units that you would normally have to take for guiding. And you can actually take units that you care about, Would letting it pivot at the start of its movement be too much as the only thing? I think that, like, you could balance it. I think that you could give it things that allow the flyers to be good without allowing them to take over the game like they used to. And one of the big things that we had that allowed Sunshark bombers to take over the game was bombing, like, a massive amount depending on the target. Because you did it for every model in the squad, or if it was a monster or a vehicle, just like 6 dice straight up, bang, take your mortal wounds. And I think it was on a 3+. And you were able to put them on the board, turn them at the start of your movement, and we had a redeploy. So, like, it turned into this culmination of all of this bloat that GW was doing throughout 9th, which, like, allowed you to do these ridiculous things, which GW has pared back on. And if you give it reasonable abilities, because, like, if you drop a detachment that is so underwhelming that nobody wants to play it, what the fuck was the point of releasing it? You want to make people excited to play different things. And at the moment, what detachment could you drop that doesn't, like, already fill what Tau is already doing, just in a slightly different way? And even though Feud doesn't like the Death Guard detachment, there is nothing the Death Guard has access to at the moment that gives it fucking scout moves and shit. Dark Angels being able to Kool-Aid Man through walls and getting like fucking +7 on the charge out of Deep Strike. Like, that shit's ridiculous, but it's fun. It makes people want to play their stuff. And I think 10th has been good for paring down a lot of the worst parts of 9th, but it also has taken away some of the fun aspect of the ridiculous shit that you can do, and there is a middle ground for it. Like, it doesn't have to be broken ridiculous shit. It can just be like really thematic fun. Oh man, that's so cool. Because, like, name something from a codex that you saw and you were like, dude, that's the coolest thing I've ever seen in my life. Or were you just kind of like, yeah, that'll work, I can play that, that's cool. Like, it and not a shot at the designers or anything, because, like, the game kind of needed to go like that, but you do lose something. All right, so flyers up. The Razor Shark, I have unironically been fucking with. I think there's a way to make it work. It needs to go down in points, first and foremost. 170 is ridiculous for this. Given that you could take a Tiger Shark for 275, which is only a 105 point investment more, but the amount of guns and shit that you can take is ridiculous, and it's bound by the same goddamn rules that this thing is, except that this can shoot on the turn it comes in for turn 2 or whatever it might be. But the target enemy unit cannot fly, add 1 to the hit roll is unironically good. It's the same thing that I've been looking at for Hammerheads, where Hammerheads getting +1 to hit against monsters vehicles really, really does make a difference across the course of the game. And there's a lot of stuff that a quad ion turret, twin linked, wants to shoot at. And AP2 damage 2 is nothing to sneeze at. Then you've also got, like, wait, what do you take? What are the things? Accelerated burst cannon, quad ion turret, 2 seeker missiles. Do you have any ground options? No, you don't. So you just get all of this. So 2 seeker missiles on it to start with is ridiculous. Quad ion turret, twin linked. You can unironically kill a vehicle with this thing. And because most vehicles you'd be shooting at can't fly, +1 to hit, and it's got for the greater good. Then we look at the Sunshark Bomber. Pulse bombs, it's the grenade stratagem after you make a normal move, moving over them, which you always make a normal move. GW, This shit, I could tell you, was fucking copy-pasted from 9th, and it is so dumb. Find the difference between these two profiles that you don't have to pay anything for. Find the difference between these two profiles. One gets twin linked, one doesn't. No change between them, no point cost. What the fuck is the point of this? This is a noob trap. Anyway, I'm fine. Missile pod, 2 second missiles, 2 twin ion rifles, which ends up being 6 shots. Basically, it's just 2 shots less, but you get to do mortal wounds. This thing's 160 points. Now, yes, it doesn't get the +1 to hit, but the mortal wounds kind of offset that. We're not seeing them in the meta, mostly because you can't have them straight away, but I've been fucking with something that, like, stealth suits, rapid ingress, all that sort of stuff. You rapid ingress the Sun Sharks each turn and allow them to come on and be able to, like, fly over the next turn. And then Razor Sharks to be able to come in just wherever they want, get guiding, get shooting, whatever else. One of the big things is being able to be somewhere your opponent doesn't want you to see, and that was a big thing the Sun Sharks gave us before. Now, a big thing that these guys suffer from. Sun Shark is T9, Razor Shark T10 for some reason. 3 up save, 12 wounds is not enough against the stuff that wants to shoot at it. I think having an aircraft thing of, like, all aircraft, any unit that targets an aircraft has, like, -1 ballistic skill. Nothing else put on there. But the detachment giving -1 ballistic skill for the fighters or for any of your aircraft would be a great defensive layer that doesn't change the core profiles. And it's not like hit modifiers, which a lot of people can just, like, flat out ignore. That may be too much. I don't know. But again, there's an opportunity cost to taking flyers. You don't have them for your first turn. On your second turn, they're just coming down and, like, sitting there and not moving, which means that they're moving on your third turn. Yes, if your opponent goes first, you can then rapid ingress them and they can do stuff on your turn too. But that, you know, in a perfect world of maths, only happens 50% of the time, which is not something you can set your watch to. So, yeah, I think that there is room for them to do something there. And I love Feud's idea. Anything that a flyer flies over marks the target, and your one Tau unit, the first Tau unit that targets that enemy unit counts as being guided. And then you can have stuff like, you know, the Razor Shark doesn't have Marker Light, but, or, you know, add to the detachment rule, Tau flyers gain the Marker Light keyword. Boom, recon aircraft. Oh, it's up. We missed it because I was yapping. Here we go. All right, let's zoom this shit right in so everybody can have a nice little read. Okay, so Warrior Bioform Onslaught. None of the Synapse beasts comprising the hive fleets are more prevalent than Tyranid warriors. Now, mark this, it was like 1050 something when this came in. Lethal killing machines in their own right. These bioforms serve not only as instruments of destruction, but as relay nodes through which the will of the hive mind transmits. Armed with an array of devastating weaponized bioforms, broods of Tyranid warriors and other bioforms slaughter their way through any resistance and open a path for hordes of Hormagaunts and Termagants to pour in to obliterate all remaining resistance. All right, detachment rule. Leader beasts. Tyranid warriors and winged Tyranid prime units from your army have a 5-up invul. Keywords. Tyranid warriors with ranged bioweapons and Tyranid warriors with melee bioweapons. Units from your army gain the Tyranid warriors and battle line keywords. And while such a unit is not battle shocked, Tyranid warriors model in that unit have an OC of 3. Oh, okay. Synaptic Tyrant. Okay, this is kind of what I was talking about. Neuro Tyrant. During the declared battle formation step, the bearer can be attached to a Tyranid warriors unit. Now, actually, because we're on Thingo, let's go to NIDS. What does the what do they gain for that? Where are they? Hive Mind? Unaligned? No, Tyranids. There they are. Okay, let's go to the Tyranid datasheet and let's see what the Neuro Tyrant actually gives to the unit. So, Node Lash, Psychic. While this model is leading a unit, each time a model makes an attack, add 1 to the hit roll. If the target is battle shocked, add 1 to the wound roll as well. That is nuts. That'd be so good on a warrior squad. One or more armies from your army with this ability on the battlefield when you release Shadow in the Warp. Subtract 1 from the battle shock test, and each unit must take as a result. That is a great ability. In your command phase, you can select up to 2 friendly Tyranid units within 18. Until the start of your next command phase, the selected units are always considered to be within synapse range of your army. That is a banger unit to be able to attach to a warrior. Now, obviously, I'm not an IDS player, so I don't know how they're going to feel about all this, but that to me seems great, especially for 10 points. Ocular Adaptation, Wing Tyranid Prime model only. Each time a model in the bearer's unit makes an attack, add 1 to the hit roll. So +1 to hit for your entire unit is really good. Sensory Assimilation, Wing Tyranid Prime. Each time an attack targets the bearer's unit, subtract 1 from the hit roll. Fire Knives, you just got better. And that's 20 points. Elevated Might, Tyranids model only. So that can be any character. The bearer's unit is eligible to declare a charge in a turn in which it advanced. So the units that are going to benefit from that are potentially a Brood Lord, a Death Leaper, a Hive Tyrant, a Neuro, Old One-Eye, Parasite of Mortrex, Tervigan, Swarm Lord, Winged Hive Tyrant, Winged Tyranid Prime. So if I'm looking at this, go away, GW. You can give a unit like Old One-Eye and the Fexes, you can give advance and charge. And there's probably like a lot more stuff that's yeah. People giving me shit because I wasn't reading chat. Tiny Mick. This is my 3rd favorite Australian. Oh boy, I fell down the list. I wish you health and happiness, Jay. And the same to you, my random internet person. Thank you. Can't enhance epic heroes. Oh no, you can't. You're right. So, but you could still do that for like Broodlords, Flyrants, even just the Winged Tyranid Prime. Just give a warrior unit advance and charge. Gives them a lot of battlefield control. All right. Then we've got onto the stratagems. Synaptic Amplification. Your shooting phase of the fight phase. 1 Tyranid's unit from your army that has not been selected to shoot or fight this phase. If that unit is a Tyranid Warriors unit, select up to 1 Endless Multitude unit from your army that is not battle shocked within 6 of it. Until the end of the phase, each time a model in those units makes an attack, reroll a wound roll of 1, and if it is a Tyranid Warriors unit, reroll a hit roll of 1 as well. So warriors get reroll 1s to hit and wound, and the Endless Multitude units that is not battle shocked within 6. So, if you're a warrior unit, select... Does that mean you can't use it if there's not an Endless Multitude unit nearby? Or can they use it without? GW's going to have to FAQ this already. Because it doesn't say you can select. It just says if that unit is a Tyranid's warrior unit, select up to 1 Endless Multitude. But then if they're not a Tyranid's warrior unit, can you use this without having to have Endless Multitude? So warriors can't use it unless there's a unit nearby, but then other people can. GW, how do you keep doing this? How do you keep... Unless I'm a dumbass, and this is a lot more clear than it says. But, like, yeah. Synaptic Micronodes. Your movement phase, 1 Tyranid Warriors unit from your army. Select 1 objective marker you control that your unit is within range of. That objective marker remains under your control until your opponent's level of control over that objective marker is greater than yours at the end of a phase. Interesting. So they can't just, like, easily battle shock you off it? I guess if they're auto-seeing you, they're doing that anyway. I wonder why that one has a different wording. I think maybe they're trying to clean up some of the weird stuff that you can have happen at the same time. Spontaneous Hypercorrosion. That's a cool name. You're shooting a fight phase. 1 Tyranid's unit from your army that has not been selected to shoot or fight. Until the end of the phase, add 2 to the strength characteristic of ranged weapons equipped by models in your unit, and add 1 to the strength characteristic of melee weapons equipped by warriors and Winged Tyranid Prime. So cool, +2 strength or +1 melee strength. That's pretty good. Well, I guess that's okay. There's going to be a couple of breakpoints where that'll be relevant, but I don't think that's like so broadly useful that you will just have people like ripping that every turn. Parasitic payload. Your shooting phase, 1 Tyranny Warriors with ranged bioweapons unit from your army that has not been selected to shoot this phase. Until the end of the phase, ranged weapons equipped by models in your unit have the ignore cover ability. After your unit has resolved its shooting attacks, like one or more units hit with those attacks. Until the end of your turn, models in that unit cannot have the benefit of cover. So it gives them ignore cover and then strips cover for the rest of your army. So it really leans into more of a ranged sort of playstyle. So you could have like Tyranny Warriors with ranged weapons, strip cover for like exocrines that are shooting over the top of it. Yeah, interesting. Restorative Impulse. Your command phase, 1 Tyranny Warriors unit from your army that is below starting strength, return a destroyed model, excluding character models to your unit. Kind of cool. Synaptic Shield. Your opponent's shooting phase just after an enemy unit has selected its targets. 1 Tyranny Warriors unit from your army that was selected as the target upon a more the attacking unit's attacks. So shooting phase, warriors. If that unit is a warrior unit, select up to 1 endless multitude unit from your army. There's not battle shock within 6. Until the end of the phase, each time a ranged attack targets, if the strength is greater, subtract 1 from the wound roll. Interesting. So there's a bit of a focus on having endless multitude units running around with them, which I guess makes sense. The warriors form the core of what you're doing. They have 5-up invuln. And then you're running around with like stuff that can minus to wound and can, give you rerolls and all that sort of stuff. So that's kind of cool. Let's go to this one, which should have NIDs up by now, right? There we go. So what do they got as a read up for this? Tyranny Warriors are the order of the day in the 3rd installment of our Grotmas calendar. It's the Warrior Bioform Onslaught. Not going to read through all this stuff, but bon appetit. Tomorrow we're really diving into the magic of Christmas with the Thousand Suns. Didn't I tell you? I reckon this is going to be the trend. Chaos, Imperium, Xenos. Chaos, Imperium, Xenos. So, yeah. So, so no OOE or Swarm. I don't know what OOE is, but yeah, or Death Leaper. Advance and charge on Hive Tyrant and a 6 brick of guard isn't nothing. It certainly is not. To me, that reads as you can select one, not you have to. Well, that's the problem, Beal, is that everybody will read that differently because there's not can wording. It is if it's a warrior unit, select a unit nearby you. And if you can't fulfill that, then you can't do it. But you and I probably both know that that is the rules as intended. But is that going to be the thing that TOs can go on? And this has been the good thing about being a TO myself and running big events. That, like, you have to know what you're going to be ruling on this sort of stuff. And that it's going to be in the spirit of the game. And it's, as close to what was intended for balancing purposes. And it's not going to, like, massively piss anybody off. And it follows community sentiment and all these different things. And it's just, like, GW needs to put specific wording on that stuff. And do a pass over it before you, like, release this stuff. But it's just another stat checks army. Can you throw enough warriors and OC into people and just hold on long enough? How expensive are warriors at the moment? So, warriors with Tyranny Warriors. Let's look at mellow bio weapons first. So you can take 6 for 150. God, you can fit a lot into a list then. You can fit a lot into a list at 150. That is great. And you can also adaptive instincts for reroll saving throws or reroll hit rolls. So if we're looking at this, they get +1 strength going to strength 6 with twin linked. That actually does go above a bunch of breakpoints. That's like a lot of custodies, you're winning on 4s. Crisis suits, you go from winning on 4s to winning on 3s. Votan, you go to winning a lot of their stuff on 3s. It doesn't change anything for like vehicles or a lot of biker units or that sort of stuff. Like, yeah, but it is nice for probably the units you would want to throw them into with damage 1 weapons. All right, so what about Tyranny Warriors with ranged bio weapons? So they come with the Devourer, Warrior Claws, and Talons. Any number of oh my god, any number of models can have their Devourer replaced with a Death Spitter or Spine Fists. For every 3 in the unit, 1 Devourer can be a Barb Strangler. For every 3 in the unit, 1 can be a Venom Cannon. So 6 models are 130 points. So that means that, like, Nid players, if they want to play this, might be buying a fucking shitload of warriors. So we've got the Strangler and we've got the Venom Cannon. Now, depending on what you want to do, obviously the Venom Cannon, Strength 9 AP2, Damage 2, D3 Blast is okay. D6 plus 1, Strength 6 AP1, Damage 1, Blast. That might be the better option. The Devourers are 5 attacks at 18 inches, but they're AP 0, Damage 1. I don't remember seeing any additional AP stuff. You can ignore cover, but Spine Fists, Assault Pistols, Twin Linked. Okay, so you'd mostly be doing it for the special weapons. But you get a Barb Strangler and you get a Venom Cannon. So, honestly, I can see why they're 130 points. I'll be honest, I can see why they're 130 points. That's, yeah. Oh, that's right. I forgot about that, Erebus. They get an extra, they got to change for an additional strength in Synapse. And they will be in Synapse range, especially because they will likely have a winged prime warrior, whatever. Oh, actually, no, they have the Synapse keyword to start with. So they are Synapse. So, yeah, so they go to, let's go back to the other one. And +2 strength on those. Actually, the Venom Cannon going to strength 11 isn't nothing. That isn't nothing. So, Tyranid Warrior, you go to 6, then you go to 7. That's better for some of the higher toughness stuff. Doesn't change anything for some of the lower stuff. But yeah. It's, hey, Masu, how you doing, bud? So it's a detachment meant to give you the Space Marine 2 experience, 100 Tyranid Warriors? I think so. They're like, how can we capitalize on Space Marine 2? Well, you have to fight 1 billion warriors, so that's what we're going to do. We did it, everybody. Go. Cheers. Here's to us. Space Marine 2, carry us. Actually, that reminds me, I kind of need to take some painkillers. So this is going to be a pill popper stream for just a little bit. +2 strength in melee warriors are Synapse. Yeah, I saw that. Strength 7 twin linked AP2. It's not nothing. It is definitely not nothing. If they hit the right targets, they will do some work. I think standing behind it, I would be amazed if you don't have like Tyrannofexes, Exocrines, maybe like the DAC effects unit backing this up. But yeah. Share the drugs. This ain't the exciting stuff. The exciting stuff happens in the morning. This one's just Panadol Osteo. So it's basically a double dosage of it. And there is because of my, well, all of my surface injuries, but the spine specifically, I'm on a very strong opioid called tramadol. And there's an effect called breakthrough, where when you take paracetamol at the same time as or during the effect of an opioid, it basically like enhances it in your blood. And I felt the effects of this multiple times. This isn't from like some fucking kook. This is like from the pain specialist and the doctor, where it like changes the composition of the opioid in your blood and like enhances the effect and all these different things. Like it just, there is a night and day difference between being on tramadol and being on tramadol with osteo regularly throughout the day. It's the thing that like gets me through the day, honestly, with how bad my stuff is. This has me snailing on my chair a little bit. Huge love for my bug boys and warriors. Felt very lackluster in Ted. That's like, I'm glad to hear it, Erebus. You are lore-wise a piece of shit and we hate you, but I'm glad you, the person, are happy. I am. Yeah, so that's not nothing. That's a pretty good Grotmas present. So, Nid fans, I hope you're happy. We got T-Suns coming tomorrow. Now, for the next stream after this, we're gonna take we're gonna take some predictions on what it's gonna be after Thousand Suns. My bet is gonna be on Imperium. You know what? I'm going to be a little bit selfish. I'm going to predict Space Wolves in advance. I'm going to predict my Wolfie boys. 72 warriors, 3x3 zoanthropes, a few characters. Done. Well, you have a crack at that, man. You let me know how it goes. I know nothing about NIDS, so it definitely sounds like a list. 72 goddamn warriors. God damn. That's a lot to chew through. That is so much to chew through. Oh. But you know what could probably take that? Tiger Sharks and Ion Cannons. Actually, if NIDS becomes really big in the meta, I am 100% taking triple Ion Head, fucking double Tiger Shark. Because fuck you guys. The only issue with this rotation is there are so many Imperium factions, way less Xenos and Chaos. Yeah, they will eventually have to go to that, yeah. They wouldn't be useless with the new Invuln. It certainly would not. That is a massive stat check. Massive, massive stat check. Need to almost double up on Imperium? Yeah, potentially. Potentially. I'm sure they got a plan for how they're going to release it, but yeah. So that is our Grotmas. That was cool. That was cool. NID fans, I don't know if that's what you were expecting, but yeah. Anyway. Actually, I was kind of done cooking with the aircraft, but you know what? I want a fucking aircraft attachment. I'm throwing that out there. But that's going to be our Grotmas stream, everybody. Thank you for showing up, hanging out. I'll probably do the same thing again on each of the nights that we are streaming these. I'll jump on at like 10 o'clock and we'll sit and yap and predict and all that sort of stuff for about an hour. And then we'll go through all of the stuff as it releases. But yeah, as always, big thank you to all of my patrons and YouTube members. Make all of my videos possible. If you'd like to join them, get access to the Discord where we're going to be geeking out about the shit nonstop. There are links in the description of the YouTube video. Or go to patreon.com/Pantheon Studios Australia or hit the YouTube membership button down below. While you're there, do all the internet things, like and share and blah, blah, blah. Or don't. I'm not your freaking dad. Thanks, everybody, and we'll see you in the next stream. Oh, you shut up, Bill. I'm not your dad.